In this video, we'll be taking a look at two NFL games happening on November 3rd, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 4 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these two NFL games after fully watching this video. One thing before we start, if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Los Angeles Rams versus Seattle Seahawks. For the very first time this season, the Los Angeles Rams, who currently hold a record of 3-4 and 2-5-0 against the spread, are set to go head-to-head with the Seattle Seahawks, who stand at 4-4 and have a record of 2-5-1 against the spread. The highly anticipated match will take place at Lumen Field this Sunday, where the stakes are high in the competitive National Football Conference West Division. As the season progresses, it has become evident that these two teams are trending in starkly different directions. Last year, Los Angeles managed to sweep the Seahawks in their encounters, leaving fans to wonder whether this game will repeat that outcome or if Seattle will be able to turn the tides and secure a much-needed victory. Prior to last week's Thursday night football matchup against the Minnesota Vikings, the betting market was quite optimistic about the Rams, and that positive sentiment has continued into this week. Los Angeles has managed to reinvigorate its season and put itself back in the mix of the National Football Conference West race. Meanwhile, it seems that this could be an ideal opportunity for the Seahawks to recover after suffering a disappointing defeat at home to the Buffalo Bills just 1 week ago. However, I find myself aligning more closely with the market's expectations for this game, especially given the uncertainty surrounding the availability of star receiver DK Metcalf. His potential absence raises concerns about Seattle's ability to mount a strong offensive performance. As we observed last week, the Seahawks' offense was significantly hampered without Metcalf on the field. In addition, the Rams' defense has been on the rise in recent games, following some strategic personnel adjustments made by head coach Sean McVay after a loss to the Chicago Bears. In fact, the Rams' defense currently ranks 5th in pressure rate, which poses a serious problem for the Seahawks, as their offensive line has consistently struggled to keep quarterback Geno Smith protected in the pocket throughout the season. This issue is particularly concerning when analyzing this matchup, especially given the limited separation that Seattle's wide receivers have been able to create, Metcalf's contributions notwithstanding. Switching to the offensive side of the ball, quarterback Matthew Stafford put on an impressive performance against the Vikings last week, showcasing the Rams' revamped offense, which has dramatically improved with the return of star receivers Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua. The Rams experienced a slow start to the previous season but managed to rally, winning 7 out of their last 8 games to secure a playoff spot. There is potential for a similar resurgence this season if they continue on this trajectory. While I have great respect for Seahawks defensive coordinator Mike Macdonald and believe he has a bright future ahead, it is important to acknowledge the injury challenges and personnel issues he is currently facing. In this pivotal clash within the National Football Conference West, though I will be keeping a close watch on Nacua's status after he exited practice on Thursday due to injury, which could impact the outcome, the Los Angeles Rams money line is our full game side pick. Both teams have shown commendable defensive performances, especially in their most recent outings. The Seahawks have made significant progress in enhancing their pass rush, which is crucial for disrupting opposing quarterbacks and limiting their capacity for big plays down the field. While the Rams scored 30 points in their recent victory against the Vikings, it's worth noting that Stafford, despite having talented receiving options in Kupp and Nacua, may encounter difficulties against a formidable Seahawks defense that excels at limiting both yardage and scoring at home. To counter this, the Rams might rely heavily on Kyren Williams, who has been a consistent performer, to help control the tempo of the game and keep the Seahawks offense off the field, similar to the strategy employed by the Bills last week, which resulted in fewer total possessions and points. Both teams have demonstrated a tendency to hit the under in their recent matchups, and given the high caliber of both defenses and the positive under record for each team through the first 9 weeks, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Indianapolis Colts versus Minnesota Vikings. The NFL season is heating up as we approach another thrilling Sunday of football. featuring an exciting inter-conference showdown between the Indianapolis Colts and the Minnesota Vikings. The Colts, with a record of 4-4, will face off against the 5-2 Vikings in what promises to be an electrifying game. These two teams last clashed in December 2022 when the Vikings emerged victorious in a nail-biting 39-36 overtime game held in Minnesota. In this analysis, I will delve into the current state of each team, exploring their strengths and weaknesses, and I will conclude with my predictions and picks for the Colts versus Vikings matchup. This week, the Colts have made a significant change at quarterback, announcing that veteran Joe Flacco will take over the starting role following a disappointing outing from Anthony Richardson. Richardson's decision to exit last week's game against the Texans likely compounded the challenges facing the team. With Flacco at the helm, the Colts are hoping to reignite their offense. During his brief time as the starter, Flacco led the Colts to a 2-1 record, averaging 27 points and 358 yards per game, which are notably better statistics than those posted by the 22-year-old Richardson. Flacco's extensive experience is a key asset, especially considering Richardson's struggles in his first season. Despite some scrutiny directed at Colts head coach Shane Steichen, it is clear that the organization is focused on achieving immediate success. This upcoming contest against the Vikings on Sunday Night Football will certainly be a formidable test for the Colts. On the other side of the field, the Minnesota Vikings made a striking impression during the initial 5 weeks of the season, dominating their opponents with an impressive average victory margin of 13 points while remaining undefeated. However, a challenging matchup against the Detroit Lions, currently viewed as one of the league's premier teams, combined with a tough road game against the Rams, has slowed their momentum. Nevertheless, it's premature to assume that the Vikings will regress to the inconsistent form of previous years. One area of concern for Minnesota is their defense. While quarterback Sam Darnold and his offensive teammates have excelled, ranking among the top 10 in various offensive categories, with Darnold averaging 8.6 yards per pass attempt, the defense has not performed up to par. Under the leadership of defensive coordinator Brian Flores, the unit has conceded 61 points over the past 2 weeks and has struggled to apply consistent pressure on opposing quarterbacks, recording 4 sacks against Jared Goff but failing to register any against Matthew Stafford. On a positive note, head coach Kevin O'Connell has demonstrated his ability to motivate his team to perform at a high level after a bye week, as evidenced by their success in previous games following 2 weeks of rest. Although the Colts are known for their resilience, Joe Flacco's presence may present a challenge for Flores and his defensive line. Nonetheless, Minnesota's overall defensive performance has been significantly better than that of the Colts, as they have consistently limited explosive plays, ranking in the top 6 with only 0.295 points allowed per play. The Indianapolis Colts have managed to maintain a .500 record by grinding out victories, but I remain hesitant to support them, particularly against more formidable opponents like the Vikings. Minnesota has had the luxury of additional preparation time for this matchup, and their aggressive pass rush should pose significant problems for the Colts' offensive line. Richardson's struggles, evidenced by his low completion percentage of 44.4, will not inspire confidence against a tenacious defense led by Brian Flores. Given these circumstances, this game has the potential to become a lopsided affair come Sunday night. Playing at home and coming off a bye week, the Vikings are well positioned to pull ahead in the latter stages of the game. Therefore, the Minnesota Vikings to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. As for offensive production, I anticipate that Minnesota will find considerable success against the Colts defense. It wouldn't be surprising if the Vikings reach the 30-point mark this week, as I expect them to take an early lead and maintain a relentless offensive approach throughout the game. Darnold has been performing at a high level, showcasing his determination to demonstrate his capability as a team leader. He ranks among the top 4 quarterbacks in both intended and completed air yards per attempt and has been particularly effective in making deep passes, accumulating 25 passing plays that gained over 20 yards. Additionally, with running back Jones likely to exploit Indianapolis' lackluster run defense, currently ranked 30th in yards allowed, the Vikings possess the offensive firepower to capitalize on this advantageous matchup. While the Vikings boast a strong defense that can apply pressure effectively to disrupt Flacco's rhythm, this contest may not be straightforward. The Colts might find some success against Minnesota's defense, which is currently ranked 16th in defensive line yards and 19th in second-level yards. The Vikings have faced challenges against the pass in recent weeks, ranking 32nd in expected points added allowed per dropback and an opponent's success rate per pass since Week 6. They have also struggled to prevent explosive plays in the passing game, allowing allowing 24 plays of over 20 yards. The Vikings are known for their potent offense, averaging 27 points per game, placing them 7th in the league, while the Colts have managed to score 22 points per game, landing them in 19th place. With Flacco now at the controls, I expect him to effectively navigate the blitz-heavy Minnesota defense due to his experience and ability to deliver quick passes. This should help elevate the Colts scoring to the mid-20s during this game. Finally, it is essential to highlight that neither team ranks within the top 15 for red zone defense. Minnesota's opponents are scoring on an alarming 61.9% of their red zone opportunities, which is the 9th highest rate in the league, while the Colts' opponents are converting 57.14% of their chances, placing Indianapolis in 17th. Therefore, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.